some sense if I do it right. So
I
get very nervous in Washington.
Why?
Oh, because I know I'm an actress, because I know I haven't the degrees they all have, and but I do know that I've traveled to these places, and I can come from an honest, very real place.
And they haven't very often. I mean, underlying our entire conversation so far, it's been you saying quite often, I was ignorant about this, I just didn't know, I had to find out, I found out. Whereas lots of people around the world don't really want to know, and don't really want to find out, and don't want to read terrible news about how many people are dying in Africa, do they? How do you shift that? Because it's not that people are not compassionate.
I think it's because they don't know what they can do about it. That's the thing that I think most people, we hear these horrible statistics and we just think, well, how do you fix it, or what do you do about it? So I think it's more that I'm trying to find ways that I can, when some young person comes up to me and says, what can I do? I can at least guide them in, start educating yourself on this, or find out what's personal to you, or get involved. Most people just feel like their hands are tied and they're not going to, far, far away, another continent, and they have no effect on it, and they don't realize how much they do. Even if it's just raising their children to be worldly, compassionate people, that makes all the difference.
Also, as you talked about earlier, Cambodia brought you to your son, which is a particular happiness for you. How did that come about?
Well, it wasn't my first trip. I just fell in love with the country and felt that there was something special about it. Then I went back with UNHCR, and I went to the area I now live, which is up in the north on the Thai border, and I just kept seeing orphans, and it just became very clear to me that was my son, that was my family. And I'd always been told that if you adopt internationally, you're adopting a country, so you should love the country. And I do love that country very much. So we've got all these different programs. I'm about to become a citizen.
Are you?
Yeah.
A Cambodian citizen?
I'll have half and half. I'll have dual. But yeah, they've offered me citizenship, and I just feel very, very much a part of that country.
Where does that go from here? I mean, you can't adopt everybody, although somehow you'd like to, wouldn't you? You would.
I would.
Well, assuming you can't adopt every child in the world, what can you do?
I've funded orphanages in lots of different countries, and clinics for kids, and worked on and built schools. So there's a way you can just nurture children around the world, and I hope to adopt more from different countries.
Is that difficult?
It is, it is. Especially, I think there's a few things, restrictions on some. You must be the religion of the country. They don't believe in, like my belief is I can have children from all religions, but in fact, certain countries will not allow, my son to be Buddhist and my other son to be, Muslim or whatever it is. It would be a difficult. I think what I'm trying to build in my house is some kind of world peace that is just not that easy to build for obvious reasons.
You want a football team, I heard.
I want a football team, I do. I would love to have just loads of kids from all around the world. So I don't know. I mean, Maddox talks a lot about Africa. He wants an African brother or sister. But I think he wants a sister for the wrong reasons. I think he kind of likes girls, and the idea of, can we bring a little girl home is I think he just wants a girlfriend.
So can you do it? I mean, you said there's practical difficulties.
It's difficult with your religion. It's difficult as a single woman. In some countries they just simply will not adopt a single woman. And women who are of a different religion to their own. So there are certain countries that I would have to break a lot of rules to try to adopt, and I can't actually do that. So.
But the search is on somehow, or...
But yeah, absolutely. And I do have certain, I have secret things. There are children who were in refugee camps who are in different countries who I've followed them coming out and been a part of them coming out, and I now am connected to them. So
not formal adoption?
Not formal adoption, but I guess you'd consider them foster children.
You seem to get a heck of a lot out of this, personally, don't you?
Yeah. I would recommend this to anybody, just to really feel useful in your life and be a part of these good things that can help others. And they're great people and great things to be done, and important things to be done.
Professionally, where are you now then? What's next for you professionally?
Next out is a thing called Mr. and Mrs. Smith, about a very, very bad marriage.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that easy to play?
Yeah. The bad side of it was Yeah, exactly. But in the end, we're supposed to learn about how to make marriage work. So they considered actually sending me to counseling so I would learn more about marriage.
Wasn't that a bit late?
Yeah. They said, well, it was just that funny that the producers said, maybe we should send you to some kind of counseling so you can understand how people actually work things out, as opposed to, let it just marriage to, I know.
You wish you hadn't started that conversation.
No. I have. It's a whole other conversation. But no, I have no regrets. But I know it's actually funny. I found myself at 20 few years ago. I was like, God, I'm 28 years old or 27 years old, and I'm divorced twice. And I'm a single mother. Oh my God, I'm that person. But
well, that person you read about in the newspapers.
Yeah, but it's it's part of my life. It's fine. No regrets.
And you talk about Cambodia as home, but you live in England at the moment.
I live in England.
Why? I mean, it must be the weather.
I love the weather.
Yeah, well, assuming you're being polite about the weather, why?
Because my first husband was English, and he's still a friend of mine, so I feel connected here. I have my friends here. And I wanted my son to feel closer to, I wanted to be closer to obviously just to be in Europe, and I go to Africa and Asia so often, and I just feel more connected. And the States, it feels very isolated because it's so far away logistically, but it's also you just don't travel as much, and you don't. And here we get on the train and we go, we're 5 hours, we're in Africa. So our world is more open. And the people, his school's different, I think. The people he comes in contact with, the things I see in the news, that this is better for us.
Well, I think on behalf of the British Tourist Board, we'd like to thank you very much, Angelina Jolie.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.